Good morning, New Eden. Today is January 21st, 2024, and this is the Federation Frontline Report. I'm your host, Frozen Fallout, and my co-hosts today are Nightflyer. How are you doing with these fair times?
I'm doing good. I made it through the winter blizzard here of Chicago. I don't think you guys got hit quite as bad in San Diego as we got hit here with snow and cold. Madison, I guess you guys did get the cold, but not so much the snow. But
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of cold, lot of cold. Um,
but it's a Chicago winter. That's what we got. So, but it was good. Gave us some time to reflect on our life choices and play some Eve.
and Samson, how's it going?
Night Flyer, it's pronounced San Diego, and
Ooh,
it's known as the whale's vagina, and it's about 2 hours south of me. But yeah, actually, we've
Oh,
been getting
that's
a lot
right.
of rain. We've been getting a lot of rain and unusually cold temperatures. Not obviously as cold or anywhere near as cold as you guys, but it is. It has this year even snowed on the beach, and
global colding.
hailed a few times, which is highly unusual. But yeah, it's mild weather down here in sunny Southern California, and uh, I've been not as active in Eve lately, but plan to come back soon.
Yeah, I've been getting some pretty good kills. Last weekend, I got the last stream that I did. I think I had like 43 kills or something like that at the end of the night. Um, that was a fun run. Didn't really play much this weekend. I know that there's, we were just talking, so I think we should just jump right into this. The developers letter that just came out. So
Mhm.
basically, their focus. So I haven't read the letter yet. Did you read the letter, Night Flyer? Or maybe should we read the letter
Yeah.
on here? Is it long?
It's we don't need to read the letter. Like I said, there's just a couple of points in it that I think that are really pertinent. A lot of it is corporate talk for, you know, I don't know. We're doing stuff, but not a lot of stuff, maybe. So, but it's short. They went through the roadmap what they did last year, which they did the stuff with Excel, they did the Viridian, they did the 20th year anniversary and FanFest, which was nice. They did the Crimson Harvest, the Winter Nexus. They started up the first strike of Vanguard and the Havoc expansion. So the Shadow Wars, I hardly remember any of that. So, but just kind of reflecting back on that a little bit. Obviously, Uprising, Viridian, and Havoc were the big things. Not to take away from FanFest and all that, but we've covered that stuff.
Yeah. So a lot of the director's letter was talking about this is what we did last year. We're going to
Yeah.
do
So.
something like that, and it's for 0.0 is what I hear, right? So the chatter that's out there that I've been hearing in the response to this
Mhm.
is that basically they're going to try and do something with faction war or with 0.0, and they're not going to do any major iterations moving forward at this point in time for this year, for faction warfare or pirate faction warfare. We might get iterations and stuff, or we might get small updates, quality of life updates and stuff like that, balancing that'll possibly be still worked out. It sounds like I wonder, did they say anything about the LP store? Like, they talked about that at FanFest, and I would really love to see an LP store fix.
No, they didn't say anything specific about that. Well, they were supposed to open up the trading or the buying pack of the LP for the corps and stuff like that, but it's been 2-3 weeks now, at least 3 weeks, and there hasn't been any move in it. And it was supposed to be open, but uh, yeah, they're not going to do much with faction warfare, which is where our specialty is right now. So they're going to go out to 0.0. They're going to open up some personal stuff with the Skinner program that they'll allow on ships. So it's only a minute before we got dicks on ships, which everyone is looking forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to
Um,
put a big one on the cock bag.
So I
yeah,
wonder how much is that going to affect the prices of ships, or of ship skins that already exist? Is this going to
Yeah, like how
depreciate?
to do the ship
CCP.
skins, can you sell them or give them to somebody else for free, or like how does that work?
Yeah,
Like,
do
or is it
you
only for you?
No, I
right?
think it's going to be set up just like they do with the stations, where you can have your own formula, where you kind of move the sliding scale back and forth. Maybe you can save it and go, "Hey, this is what I'm using." You got to buy it yourself.
So it's like you
Whether
can
that's
have like
something that they do with Plex or
corporate.
whether they do with the Evermarks, that's the question. My guess is just seeing the way it's going to go, it'll probably be an Evermark type thing.
Yeah, like it would cost Evermarks to do. Got it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
I'm thinking that if they're gonna do this, if they do Evermarks, that'd be interesting to a certain. I guess. I mean, I guess that does kind of fall in, but I could see them getting greedy and jumping to Plex, definitely. Like,
well, we got the personalization logos and stuff. Like I can put the Federation Frontline logo on my ships, which I do.
right, yeah.
But if we had designed our own skin and they approved it, I'd buy that. I'd pay real world money to have my own skins on my own ship. And I
Yeah,
know the guys.
true.
What's the heads, the bee people, Good Swarm. Those guys, they've talked about
The
that
bee
for
people.
years. Brisk has bought that up. I mean, that's just money left on the table that CCP hasn't been getting if they customize ship skins. And again, like every member in Good Swarm would be out buying, their bee-shaped skins and stuff. So
Well, and it's going to be a question of how customizable is it too, like how what kind of effects can you get I mean, you can already put the symbols on there, so there's already that, so you can get your alliance symbol and your corp symbol
yeah,
on your thing. But are you going to be able to make like, I bet you they won't let you make something that looks like using holographs and holographic stuff in that's the like the casino skins.
yeah. I'm guessing it's going
Yeah,
to
it'll
be
be
the same
limited.
setup they have with stations. The same skinner tool that they use for stations, they'll probably let us use on ships. The mechanic's there, so it's just a matter of
Well,
uh,
that'd be cool though if you could add like effects to them, though, because you
yeah.
can, right? You can do that to stations.
Yeah,
You
they
can add
brought that
like
up
cloud effects and stuff.
eFest in 22, right? Where they were looking at doing the holographs for in lieu of kill marks. Like if you would hit tiers and then you would have these like holographic fins or something that would add onto your ship. They had a prototype for it, but I don't know if that was just a dream.
Yeah, no, I remember them talking about that at the prior Fan Fest, and they didn't
Yeah.
bring that up really much. Not in the same way. It was similar. They're like, but it was more about stations this time, and it was like, where's my holographic kill marks? I want it to be like, yeah, if my ship has killed 100 people, there should be like this crazy, like eat at so Joe sign that says like this is a really
Yeah. Some big holographic fangs on it or something off
yeah.
the ship, like but they're not gonna do much with faction warfare from what they said. They're gonna focus stuff out on nullsec. They are gonna do some updates to Havoc, which it needs some massaging. They will have an expansion this summer and again next winter. We don't know what those really entail. They are going to be focusing on some stuff with Vanguard, and this was something that they did bring up in here, where they use the term module. I don't know where exactly it is in here, but it sounds like they may integrate Eve with the Vanguard a little bit more than what we had anticipated. But time will have to tell on that one. Again, I don't know what kind of impact a guy shooting on a planet's going to have in an overall spaceship game with 25 like 100 different systems, but time will tell. I think that'll be cool. They brought up the Alliance tournament, Harvest, the Crimson Harvest, and the Winter Nexus stuff. It's really the big talks. There's so much speculation on what it means about doing stuff out in nullsec. Again, I think they have to be careful out there too. If they try to do any big drastic changes to SOV and that kind of stuff, I think it could turn off some of those larger players. And like I said, it's not our gameplay, but Fraternity, Pandemic Horde, Initiative, Goon Swarm, I mean, that is a huge part of the bottom line for CCP. And again, I agree they should make those guys happy so that I can play the game I want to play. Because if you piss off all those guys and they stop playing, that's going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of us.
Yeah, you do need to be delicate out in 0.0. I'm interested to see what because they said that they were going to kind of model it after faction warfare to a certain degree, use faction warfare as like a learning lesson about, capturing and holding space.
Yeah, and again, I'm not a huge nullsec. I've spent some time out there. I do know, it's kind of a two-part system to get Sov out in the space where you have to like do the thing where you like kind of plant your flag. I can't remember what that thing's called, but
A
uh,
TCU,
yeah,
Territorial Control
yeah,
Unit,
there you go. Thank you. The TCU. So you drop the TCU, and then you have to do the
iHub.
same thing we got the iHub. So it's pretty much the same thing out there. And again, I think they can tweak that mechanic a bit, but it's not like Federation Frontline and our dozen guys are going to go out there and take Sov anywhere. But um,
You
I don't know.
never
Maybe they would
know.
open the door where that would be something that would be actually possible. If you're not going to stop us, what would prevent us from taking over a system?
Well, so I mean, there's the same kind of problem that we have just in zero or in lowsec though, with
Mhm.
being able to put up structures is kind of our version of Sov War. We just don't own the space besides the Galente faction warfare system that's already in place. But just to keep up structures is extremely difficult in lowsec in certain
Yeah,
areas.
yeah.
And it all depends on who's the bigger person in the block, who you renting from, basically. Um, and same thing out in 0.0. No matter what, there's always going to be the bigger person on the block who can force project to a certain area. And this is why people are owning like large vast swaths of land and having major coalitions that are all working together that all bundle up at a certain point in the galaxies because they have the ancillary jump bridges that get
Hmm.
them to jump like 30 jumps in 3 minutes.
Yeah,
um,
and talking with Brisker Ball, that's kind of his fear because now that he's not on the CSN and saying, "Hey, don't touch these because you're going to screw up the mechanic." Not everybody likes it, but there's a reason for it. So that's kind of what he's fearing. That's what kind of that meant is that they may interfere with the Ansiplex. People are going to take out those jump bridges. So I don't know. I don't know. Time will tell.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so it sounds like we're not going to get a lot of big updates for faction warfare, which I think is fair. We've had a lot of spotlight on faction
Mhm.
warfare in the last 2 years, so it's time to use what they learned here and kind of bring it out to 0.0, and it'll see. It's 0.0 is just not appealing for me unless you're, a big group of people that want to side with a humongous group of people.
Yeah, that was kind of my thing too. Whether it was in wormholes or in nullsec, if you're not part of a corp that can help support you, um, it's rough because you're to do it all by yourself, trying to get ships and ammo and everything out to where you need it, or trying to get the resources you harvest out in there to someplace to sell it without the support of a, a corporation that specializes in it. Again, was very, very difficult for me, and I didn't enjoy the gameplay. I spent my whole time trying to plan, jump ship routes and that kind of crap. That I'm like, I'm not shooting anything. I'm not playing the game I want to play.
That's all I want to
So
do is shoot things.
yeah, right. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, one of the things for me was that you always end up moving around. I mean, 1DQ's been around for a good long time now, but it was very close to being under threat of being destroyed at one point in time in recent history. Um,
Hmm.
so every few years, you end up like going somewhere else, and your space moves around all the time, which is a lot of what CCP is doing with the when they change up the landscape of 0.0 and stuff like that, what moons do and what items are being used and stuff, but causing scarcity and whatever to try and get people to fight with each other, um, forcing people to move. So I just want to live in one spot forever. It just This is where I've hunkered down. This is what I'm gonna have beachheads of stuff all over the place. That's fine, but I want my main home will always be. I may end up in 0.0 again, but my main home will be Yvanger. I'll always come back to Yvanger, Hades, Old Man Star, and Fleet and stuff for fights. You know, there's fights and fun time to had.
And again, we do enough Yeet fleets and stuff that I think I get the the nullsec experience anyway. But I'm enjoying the gameplay now with being in nullsec, doing faction warfare. Maybe 15 years and out from now, when just the smaller ships aren't appealing to me anymore, and I'm like, we got to get into dread fights. I want a Titan. Yeah, maybe that. Maybe I do go out and join Goon Swarm or something. But time will tell. And again, hopefully the game's still here 15 years from now. Hopefully I'm still here 15 years from now.
It's
Being the elder statesman of our group here. So.
Well, they made it 20, so
Yeah,
it's
true.
So the other part of the show that we were going to talk about is the kill board for the last year. So Samson, if you want to go ahead and pull up the main Gallente stats, I think would be the first thing we just kind of want to look at. And see how it's how the Gallente did this year comparatively to every other year. One thing I can say is that the beginning, I can say definitely, of this year, started off with like 250 kills, 2.9 trillion ISK worth of damage, and then just from there is just trillions of ISK worth of damage, 4, 2, 2, 3, every month you're seeing in 2023, that's all trillions. And if you look the 1 year before that, that as soon as this expansion came out for Faction Warfare in November of 2022, everything changed for the amount of kills that were happening in the Gallente. Same thing for losses. Losses skyrocketed.
Yeah, you can see the stats go from billions to trillions.
Yep. Although the Gallente are looking really good on their ISK to kill ratio. Once again, these can be kind of, arbitrary to a certain degree because skewed heavily to NPC kind of interactions that can kind of get in on here. But it's not like an insane amount, because if you go to like the very beginning of time with this, all the way down to like 2007, Faction Warfare didn't exist until 2008, and it jumped up from 172 kills from NPCs to 6,486 kills. But how much of that is, the NPCs? Because a lot of that is possibly NPCs from inside the Faction Warfare plexes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but this gives it's an interesting kind of stats that you can kind of see on a lot of the different stuff that's kind of going on out there. But if you dig down a little bit deeper, we can go into like the top all time, or
This is the top all time.
yeah. So let's just take a look at the top all time. So this does not just include last year. I guess this will, kind of be a look here. Dude, Mecha Enterprises Fleet. That was my first corporation that I created. Is number 8 in top corporations. They got really crazy when I left. Actually, I left for Goons, and then they ended up making an alliance, doing some crazy stuff. It's interesting that a lot of the top names here are not really big players anymore. A lot of people have kind of moved on. Fleet Pizza Delivery is number 17. Jurassic Rex Incorporated. Jerkosaurus, sorry. They are doing pretty good here. That's, all together they're number 11. The network is number 14 for top alliances. I was part of Valor Accords when they were really big, as a big alliance.
Yeah, the network's only been in faction warfare for, well, since they did the update.
So that's
just over
That's
a
a
year,
lot.
right? Yeah.
that's a lot to get that high up, that fast.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they
there's
got some killers. They got some dedicated guys that they love blowing stuff up.
yeah. Now that they've moved down south, it's going to be interesting to see how things go. I've already been seeing drama, coming up in today. Actually, there was a bunch of drama that was happening in militia chat over Sedition using a smart bombing battleship neutral that'd sit on the warpin for a battlefield, and smart bomb anybody that comes in, and they were like, well, if it's the last 5%, and it's a bunch of frigates. Like, if you were in something big, you could just get away from it. Yeah, if you're in a cruiser, you're not going to die probably to the battle. Well, you might still die to the smart bombing battleship, but if you went in with a battleship, you're definitely not, not one smart bombing battleship. So, so there is complaints of saying, well, how are you supposed to know if it's 5% or not? Because you don't know until you go in. A lot of people scout that out with like a, frigate, see what's going on. So, and now that they've come down south, they're going to be living, it looks like, in Old Man Star. So we've lost the north. Like, the north is completely gone. So I'll shrink us here for a little bit here to kind of show, but basically Frary, and that's gonna fall soon, and Essir is the only two systems that are left. So basically we've got just the south now that we're holding. It's gonna be interesting to see what our combined powers can do down like in focused plexing. I think there's going to be a lot more gathering of Squids and Galente all in one area, because there's only going to be these frontline systems. So all the farmers, all of the PvPers, all of the major corporations, if they want to do something in faction warfare, are going to have to come down south, and they're going to have to play in Hades and Devon and Fleet.
Yeah, and I'd definitely like to see us push up to the northeast. We get up to the Tama area, Kadama, work our way over to Rakapas, and
yeah, I would like to see Nissawa fall, Sigurento fall, and Tama would be great. Taking the Taurus would be epic. And then that would kind of then bring it to where we'd be fighting around like Pinacasto, Hakukin. So there is definitely, but yeah, if we could take this back pocket over here, that would be really able to stabilize this area a lot more, which would be nice. But I don't know if we're going to be able to coordinate. There is a lot of
yeah, there's some infighting.
A lot of infighting. I'm just stepping back from it. I'm not I'm not taking sides here or anything like that.
No, it's not worth it, man.
Right.
I want content. I want to have fun playing the game. I don't want to get involved in any of the drama. I stay out of all of the drama. Sometimes my actions cause drama, but I mean that's on you, not me. That sounds like a you problem. On the people that are bugged by my actions. No, that's their problem, not mine.
Yeah, there's a battlefield in Hades last night, and just trying to see if I could get anybody on Sedition side to go, hey, are you guys coming to this? Because we only got like a half a dozen guys, but we're ready to go, and the squids are already inside, so I don't want to push in and just throw ships away if you guys aren't coming.
Also, all of not all, but a huge portion of that left sedition, Blue Canary, are now Caldari, and they're living in our home system now. And
Yeah,
I've seen them camp my gate once or twice.
yeah, we're gonna
I'm
put a
working on a
stop to that.
plan. I'm working on a
Oh
plan
yeah,
for that.
yeah. I saw Phantomite in there. He's been in there the last couple of days. Him and a couple of
Yeah.
other guys. Yeah, one of them ganked one of my neutrals alts with a stealth Astero on a site. So
Ah,
yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna.
Sounds like we need to get good.
Oh,
get
we're gonna.
good.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and let's see. Do we have any other stats that we wanted to go over for the Galente?
For current or like for the entire year, we can look at
I don't think we have anything for the entire year left, do we?
no, but we can look at individual months. So like this is December of 2023, for example. We can easily swap between the months of last year if you want to look at any of those months in particular.
Yeah, let's see if I look at stats. Let's take a look at October real quick, because 4 trillion died in October.
October. It's reloading. Just give it a second. There we go. Wow.
Yeah, what are all these super carriers and titans and oh yeah.
Oh,
They're
they're
all
GMs from GM
Yeah.
League.
Yeah, but what about this fucking Nyx?
Yeah, let's take a look at what happened with this Nyx here.
Oh, that's not a Nyx, it's a
That's
Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Oh, it's a
And it's not fit.
Oh my god.
What?
What system did this happen in?
Perbe in Corazor. So that's the Mars space. I only know that because my characters are in Mars.
It's like it was Shadow no,
Shadow Cartel.
Yep.
The Shadow Cartel. But who's it they killed? They killed. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not familiar with them. Yeah, Shadow Cartel.
If you scroll
Brand.
all the way down, you should be able to see a breakdown of a little bit more. Go to corporations involved. Yep, scroll down a little bit right there. Involved alliances, corporations.
Shadow Cartel.
So somebody in faction warfare had to have probably participated. They must have been enlisted in the Galente.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably one of them is enlisted in the Galente.
Vendetta. I would love to have a Vendetta, but that's like saying like I would love to have a $1 million car.
Yeah. And there was a Hell as well. Yeah, and Blue Canary was second in October of last year, and now they're working for the other team. So these numbers are going to start going to the other side.
Yeah, that's a big PvP group right there. That's the huge hit. But I mean, you can see like Sedition that month, had 6,000 kills. Of Essence was 1,700. The Network 1,600. They're pumping out 3+, almost 4 times the amount of kills at that point. But 2,000 of that, not necessarily is deducted because Blue Canary, we don't know how much the solo operations that they were necessarily doing during that time period. Yeah, so it definitely looks like Noor is up on the top there, 819 kills. 7th place.
Oh yeah.
Where is pizza? We have pizza deliveries. Always usually has like a really good amount of kills.
We were 15.
Oh yeah.
445 kills.
And I think we had just created ourselves, so if we could go to November, I think we go up.
And keep in mind, yeah. Let's actually. I want to see that now. Let's go to November. Let's go to. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. November. Because I'm interested in Federation Frontline report and where they're at in November. We're not on the board. What are you talking about, Frozen?
Nope, we are. I see it's 20.
Okay, a little bit less.
Oh, yeah, so.
So October was really good. What about September?
Oh,
When did we make?
I-
We weren't existent.
no, I think it was August, yeah, that we, so,
No, I don't.
do a search, Control F.
Nope. Wait, no. There's a bunch more. Hold on.
You just do space front, or... There we go. Okay, so...
So no,
Yeah.
the corporation Federation Frontline didn't exist yet.
Okay, so that's the reason why the month
So-
before that would be...
Yeah. So our first month
was
looked
October.
like October, and we did really good the first month. I mean, so I just want to say we're 15, and these guys killing all these thousands. Like, these are a lot of people by comparison to what's this? 2 players, 3 Federation Frontline.
it was like, yeah, like...
Just
you know.
saying. That's all.
That in some of these corporations, though, is just having like smaller, like kind of groups of people that are just dedicated to murdering people. Get you
Yeah.
on the board. There's a lot of murder to be had. Lots of ways to get murder.
Is there another month you want to take a look at?
Let's take a look at December real quick. See what last month kind of looked like.
Womp. Don't look at those first two, or the second 2 from the last.
Lots of stations went down, of course, but we did have how do we do this month? Federation Frontline, I think there were 16. I saw.
Where in
In
January?
in December.
Oh no, yeah, we're 20th something, I think 20. No,
16th.
16th, yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah, we did really good in December. So we were very close to what we did in November. Yeah, 466. So look at January; it's gonna be low.
It's interesting to see stuff like Pandemic Horde, Shadow Cartel, Ivy League. Although Ivy League is like
Yeah, but
Pandemic Horde is
that stuff is probably a lot of enlistment, right?
Oh, that's all enlistment, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I just find it interesting. So we've got Sedition, Of Essence, the Network are the top 3. The only 0.0 group that's like putting a lot of people, I would say, or not a lot of people, somebody who's active at the very least, like a few people that are active, would be in Pandemic Horde. 962 kills at 4th place. And then Shadow Cartel. So we don't have a lot of heavy hitters, because if you go to... can we take a look at the Keldari real quick? I bet you that their top performers in like the month are going to be some pretty heavy hitters of Goon Swarm and stuff like that have been helping them out a whole bunch.
This is correct, right? Caldari
Yep.
State. Right, and then no, not stats. What are we looking at?
Top.
We're looking at top monthly,
Yep.
and then we want to look at why is it not working? Come on, man. All right, we'll switch it to December so we can pick up where we left off the same month.
So yeah, look at Goon Swarm. For that month was the Goon Swarm's got 3,526. Fraternity's got
Yep.
2,589. Pandemic Horde has more 1,100 than what they do for the Galente. They do a United Space Command did come out, or United Caldari Space Command dot came out on top that as an alliance, though. That's interesting. That's not unexpected. But I think that so far in January, from what we were seeing before, Goonswarm was at number one. We are definitely not being funded by massive power blocks that are out there. I mean, the most that we have
we're
is a
still
few
the
rebel.
underdog.
Yeah, we have rebel pandemic horde that seems like probably just getting, doing some farming and or like a fight. That's probably what it is. The ones that actually like fighting. Um, yeah. Any other big things that we want to look at that happened throughout the year that we could see, I guess, on the kill board.
Go back to the Gallente. See. I suppose we can look at now and see where we're currently at, even though we're about half. So today, or January 2024 for Gallente.
How's the new year treating us so far?
Yeah,
21 days.
Versus Caldari's January. All right, so here we go. Oh, this happened in January? I didn't realize this happened in January.
Some of it did too. Yeah.
Oh, it was New Year's. That's why
Yeah.
it happened. It happened on New Year's. All of the
Right on the holiday.
So yeah, this or wait, no, it wasn't. Oh no, it wasn't loaded yet.
Oh yeah, it had not loaded yet. Okay.
I was very confused by that. So Sedition's still on top with 3,246 kills. Of Essence in second place. Ribbit in third. Fourth, the Network. Pandemic Horde is fifth. Chicken Coop, sixth. Riot, seventh. Plow, 8. Shadow Cartel, 9. And Razor Alliance, 10. And then if we look at Caldar, this maybe make sure it's loaded.
Yep.
Yeah. Goon Swarm on top with 2,970.
1,000 more than the United Caldari Space Command.
Yeah, and so I think the goons are ramping up a bit more. It looks like that's what it looks like to me. And second place, United Caldari Star Space Command dot or period or whatever you want to call it. Templars Calcif 3, Frat 4, Pandemic Horde 5th, Ishukarata Enforcement 6, Syndicate, the Syndicate of Silence 7, Absolute Honor 8. I mean, I kill these guys all the time. Like they die. Like they're not great pilots. What are they doing on the board? 9 is Banderlogs Alliance and 10 is Synergy of Steel. Oh, there's Absolute Glory down there in 11. Yeah, they must have a lot of active. I mean, they're large alliances, right?
Oh yeah, well, and if you scroll down, like look how many there isn't very many, or it isn't hard to get up on the board. I mean, 100 kills in a month from the initiative for the Caldari is like
very true. Yeah.
Reloaded. Like it is interesting to see that how many alliances have now joined. Before, back in the day, this was not. Before enlistment, you wouldn't have a huge list of alliances. There was only I think there was for a while there that there was only like 2 or 3 alliances in the Gallente when we were making the Federation Frontline report in the beginning.
Very true, and now there's many.
Yeah, we've got 80 in the Caldari or the Gallente.
Yeah, you said 80. Yeah, 80, and then in the Caldari they have
over 100.
Over 100, yeah.
But yeah,
still 80 is a lot.
Yeah.
But again, the ones that are really hardcore are going to be the top 10, right? Anything, and even some of like the bottom here of the top 10, these are enlistment.
Yeah.
Because
so is
pilot organizations.
So. Yeah, Pandemic Horde as well as enlistment.
Yeah, so here everybody from Network to Sedition is true blue or green. Yeah, the frogs are green, right?
Yeah.
And everybody here is like, this is still enlistment, right?
Yeah, Goonswarm is enlistment. Template is
These
a
are the
full,
only two in the
yeah,
top here.
top 5.
So yeah, I mean, it's clear who has favor of, the
Zero.
Bobs.
The 0.0 people that are going to get boosts and expansions, 2 expansions, I believe. They're saying this year that are going to come out for 0.0. So, I do believe that enlistment was good, though. I think that was a very needed thing inside of this game. It has made me multiple times go like, man, I could just go back out to 0.0 and live in faction warfare at
Yeah,
the
I had to
same
talk
time.
him off. I had to talk you off that ledge a few times.
Yeah. It's it is very appealing.
Don't
to...
jump, Frozen. Don't do it. Evanger's your home.
Yeah, no, it's and we have a different destiny, different thing. Maybe we'll go out and own our own space someday because, I'm cool.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
But yeah, do we want to take a look at anything, any other topics that we want to go over before we wrap things on up here?
I don't think there's anything that I have.
I just want to give a shout out to the folks over at Talking Stations. Had their show today, and again, we've got the Madtown meetup, the Eve meetup in Madison, Wisconsin on May 4th.
I have my tickets already.
Me too. Well, that's just to get there, and again, it's free entry, so come as you will. But yeah, so shout out to Corneros. I've been talking with about it. Rain, who's been on our show, Ben Rush, Shen, and of course Nick Bison, who's been a long-term Talking Stations engineer. So big shout out to all those guys.
Yeah, thank you. That was super cool. So yeah, I hope people can make it out. Yeah, me too. I'm super excited to get some really cool people. It's really awesome. Go hang out, play video games. There's lots of arcade games to play, and just chill. Hopefully, the weather will be kind of nice. May is a little bit better usually than April, or we can still get like crazy blizzards in April, but usually May we won't have a weird psycho blizzard. Usually,
and we will have swag. We will have swag for those that show up. I've already ordered some swag. I know Nightflyer's been working on swag. Frozen's been working on swag, but I don't think I shared. I don't know if I shared it with Nightflyer yet, but yeah, I ordered some really sick-looking pins.
Yes. So yeah, I'm super excited about that.
I'm really excited about those. Like, and it was funny too because when I did the proof, this is like, you can make of this what you will. Maybe you'll know what it is. But I mean, we'll surprise. You'll see it later. But when I got the proof, I was like, yeah, can we make the blood on the talons and beak bright red, please?
That's awesome.
Perfect. Yeah, and definitely shout out to Noir and all the kicking ass that they do out in this game, and check out the network, and definitely check out Declarations of War podcast. Really keep you up on what's going on in the universe, and
maybe someday we'll be on that podcast. I don't know. It could happen.
Could be.
I was on it, and I didn't get the Black Mark Award. Oz beat me out as guest of the year. And in all fairness, I voted for Oz too. So
well, it's also you kind of don't count though because you're part of Noir. So
yeah,
I don't.
It's hard,
You count the most.
Yeah.
Actually,
it was just an honor being
twice.
Nominated, so.
You count twice.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for listening. Thank you guys for joining me and chatting away about what's looking over the kill board, what's coming up. Hopefully we'll see what 2004 brings us here. And Poon Cheese, thank you for thanking us for the stream, and have a great night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, New Eden.